So welcome to day 153, is it? Oh my god, I completely messed that up. It is indeed. It's because I just recorded the other one, so that was 152 for Monday. But yeah, it is. I'm back on it now with. This is the video for Tuesday, and it is Tuesday. It's just just after the end of the workday. It's about 6:30. I'm doing 8-6 all of kind of this week and into the future now because. Yeah, I just think that's good in terms of allowing me enough time outside of work to do other things, essentially. Um, it's more of the case that is a 12-hour day or a 10-hour day better? Well, it obviously depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to just focus on the business, then it's better to work 12 hours than 10 hours, right? But when I had, like, over the last 2 months, when I've had 12-hour days, I would be lying if I said, like, to myself, and I know it in my gut, that I haven't been working 12 hours a day. Not like how, you would say that. Even now, in terms of like 10-hour days, my mum actually, she sent me this flexi sheet spreadsheet that she uses to essentially like track her hours for work in terms of flexi leave. So if she does loads of extra hours, eventually over time that will count for like a day off, for example, that she'll be able to take. So she uses that to be able to track it. So for mine, I've essentially set it to 8-6, and any time that I spend like at the desk now after that and working, then I'll just count that as extra, and that's cool or whatever. But obviously it doesn't track your lunch break. So if I take an hour from like 12 till 1, for example, to like make my lunch and just like chill out after a big morning block, then that means that my days will be like 9 hours, and so I'll be doing 45 hours a week, which doesn't seem crazy at all. So yeah, we'll see like how that runs, and yeah, just how I'm able to keep with that. Essentially, the big thing from today has been that I was like building out all my training, all the training, drafting the contract, all of that stuff for the setter that's coming on board tomorrow. So she'll be able to sign that tonight or tomorrow morning, start the training for tomorrow, which will be great. One of the big things on a negative point is I had a client that was going to come on board that I was fairly happy about, that was going to come on board, that hasn't. To be honest, I don't want to like talk like a crazy amount about it. It essentially, like, to give the explanation, since I probably should when I've said that, what happened is that she seemed to think like, so I, to get her on board, I had to give her a guarantee, and I was happy to do that, even though I haven't given guarantees for a lot of people that I have started with. But whatever, okay. Now, because of that, there seems to be like something lost in translation, not in translation, just in turn, that she started sending me all these emails, which were clearly, she'd been using a lot of ChatGPT to make them, and it was just talking about essentially how like that she wanted to do the first 30 days and me to like guarantee that she'd get like 4 appointments, and otherwise she'll pay the first payment of £600 after the first 30 days. So I was saying to her, so what, you want me to get the setter in place, train her up for your clinic, you want me to create all of your ads, all the system that goes in behind it, and you want me to do that all for free? Like, what is this about? Like, of course I can't do that. And because I'm trying to pull some of it up now, and essentially she was like, well, yeah, that's like, she was like, oh, if you're really that confident about your results, then you would like not have a problem with guaranteeing that. Otherwise, the only reason you would like say against it is because you're worried you won't be able to get that. I was like, that is not the case. Yeah, that's just not the case. It's just that we're a business, and I've offered you the guarantee over the whole 90 days of working together, so you have no risk. And her idea of no risk is no money. That's what, You know, that really is no risk. But like, there's no like complete zero risk in business at all. Like that's, you know, because her like not going ahead with it is even more risky, in my opinion. Because her specifically, when I was speaking to her, essentially she was like, well, if things carry on as they're going, I'm just gonna have to start sacking people. And I was like, well, that's not the answer, is it? It's to get more appointments. But I think honestly she'd rather do that than pay the money to work with me and actually get something beneficial. She was like, one major caveat for me was the risk you expected me to take compared to the risk you were willing to take. If you were confident in being able to show me a return for my money, you would only need to wait 30 days for payment. Your analogy of comparing a marketing agency to a medical professional is completely flawed. One actually delivers a tangible, measurable result, whereas the other might not. That was the major game changer for me. And that was it. So what I said to her was, well, what if somebody came to your clinic and said, okay, well, in 30 days, once I see the full benefits of this treatment, I'll pay you then. You're not going to work with that person. You're not going to do it. And I said to her the same. And she was like, well, no, it's like completely different because you're a marketing agency. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if recently it's just been my demeanour, because I feel like every time something like this happens, it makes me more like annoyed, maybe even resentful, like inside about these things. But like I've had some really positive calls recently at the minute as well. So it just is what it is, man. Like this is the truth and the reality of like running your own business, is that I also need to stop acting like I'm so incredibly like special and that no pain or difficult things happen to other people while they're also having to go to work and have their own goals and stuff. Because yeah, like I have been struggling a lot with mental health and things like this because of the business and because of just all sorts going on, but not to a level where I can't sit down here and obviously work at a desk from my bedroom with my bed right behind me. It's not, there's benefit and cons to absolutely everything, but this is a very good way of making a living. And to be honest, I'm not quite there yet, but this is the path to get into my dream. And I think, yeah, even like saying that, like I had, first time in a while actually, I had like that feeling of like, damn, like a year ago today, I was just starting to look into what business could I start. Could I start a business? Like, is that like me? And I knew obviously it was, because it's always what I wanted. But I was like, look, maybe this is actually the chance for it, since I've had such a shit time at uni. And then you think like 2 years ago, I don't even know, finishing my A levels? Yeah. And like going into summer and just fucking about until I went to uni in like September, which is like obviously like 3 months away. So yeah, crazy stuff, I guess. Yeah, just a massive one. But yeah, overall, I'd say a positive day. Like obviously this kind of put a negative on it. I did honestly think that we'd have it signed and she would pay like the first money today, and I would have made, the 600 quid at least today. But that didn't end up happening. It's a learning curve. These things happen, right? But I didn't let that happen and just fucking fell down. That happened at like 1, 2 o'clock, whatever. It actually happened earlier then, but I didn't read the email properly until 1 o'clock and realised, what the fuck is she on about? But yeah, I still worked until 6, created all the training for my setter for tomorrow, sent her off a video to show her what she needs to do, and then go from there. But yeah, I think you can probably tell like my mood overall in the last few days has been like fairly down, but just have to keep pushing, keep doing the things, the inputs. You can control your inputs, not the outputs, right? If I make sure the way I'm handling things and my actions are in a positive light, then things will be good. And me responding to her in a negative way wasn't that. So I just need to make sure that I'm doing the right things. Because, I already knew that deal was kind of gone, essentially. But, I started saying to her, well, what if a client came to you and was like, I'll pay you in 3 months once once I'm like happy or whatever, you know. And it's just like nothing she was saying made any sense. I don't know what she was expecting. Like, if I'm not going to go into it, it's not that deep. But yeah, it's just money, hey. But I need some more. There we go. Tuesday, the 2nd of June. Let's keep the month going. Let's make it a positive one.